So the dress really came out fine. It came out looking so beautiful. It's giving, though my stomach is not giving, but yeah, we are repping our brand, and that is the good thing there. So guys, this dress is everything you need to have on a simple, like it's a casual wear. It's something, it depends on how you want to pair it. You can pair it with your heels, your slippers, and you come out looking so simple, and nobody will tell that you made those clothes. Why patronizing Turkey, China? If you are Turkey yourself, like, you can make it happen. So let's get started. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kuli. Hope you guys are doing good. So today we'll be making this side slits bodycon dress with a collar. It has a placket and a collar. There's no button stand, so I'll show you how I got it and how it came out looking so beautiful. So first you get your full length. I use 58. The material is not up to 2 years, so it's just a stretchy fabric that I have left at home. So just get your full length. I use 59 for my full length. You can go if you have enough fabric, so you just trim it out to get a straight line. That's where you start taking your measurements from. So after that, you check. You can just, there's no allowance and there's no half length, so you just straight dress. So you just start by get your your waist location. I use 16. Then my hip, I use 23 and a half. My hip is 44. That is 11. Divide by 4, 11. My waist is 32. Divide it. So I measured my shoulder. I did not add any allowance. I measured my bust, then connected my shoulder, measured my bust, connected the shoulder, then I drew the armhole. I measured to get the middle point. That is the middle point, my armhole middle point. Then I did the armhole curve, and that is it. So measure your hips. So from you measure your waist, make sure the lines to know if the measurement is correct. There's no allowance to this. You can even minus, like if your waist is 32, you can make it 31 or 31 and a half. Here, if your fabric is really stretchy, there is no point wasting it, because you will end up still reducing something. So whatever you have on your hip, you bring it down. There's no point if it's really pencil, you minus something from that hip. So you just take it down from the hip straight down. This is no There's no need to pencil it because it has a side slit, but you can just curve it down a bit, especially when you are joining it. And that was it. So for the neck width, I used 2.5. For the back, I used 1 inch, and for the front depth, I used 2.5. For the front depth, I used 2.5. For the width, I used 2.5. So I connected the back, and there is no allowance, there is no zipper allowance, nothing. So I connected my shoulders. So this fabric is really stretchy, so there's no point adding all those things because it will just go through your head. So just cut it out and place it to cut exactly the same thing you have. The back, there is no point adding any zipper allowance. Just place it, cut out the back, and cut exactly what you have. The only difference is that the neck width, that is the back, and the front is not the same. Sorry, the depths are not the same. And so I've gone ahead to place the back on the front piece, just to cut out the front, cut out exactly the same thing. And that is it. Just cut out exactly the same thing, trim your armhole, and that is it for the back. Cut out the front neckline. So here is, so let's cut out the sleeve. But for the placket, This is what you will do. So you just iron out this place. Iron out, you need the middle of this place. So you just have to iron it, so that when you turn it, when you turn the right side, you will see the middle, just the center of the front. You need the center of the front. So you just cut out a long, you bring where's my tape? So you will need, I mean, maybe 13 inches long, 13 inches long, then 2 inches wide, 2 inches wide. Like if you unfold, you should have 1 inch or 1 point something. It depends on the wideness. So unfold, you should have one. Then the length should be 13. It's not that you use everything, but just have to have that amount. Not really 13, maybe the length should be 8. It depends on how wide you want it. So if you want 7 inches opening, you should have like 8 or 9. So if after getting it, you need a 2-piece, you turn the right side. So that's why you have to make a notch, like have to make a notch at the middle for you to know the middle. Maybe let's say here is the middle. I'll have to iron it out before doing this. So you bring 2 pieces. You need 2 pieces of the same size and the same length. You need 2 pieces. So you place it here. Let's say here is the middle. You place this one here, then cut out another one of the same 1 point something, maybe not up to 1.5 inches, but add a little thing from 1 inch. So you place so you sew this one from here. From here you make a notch. If it's 7 that you want it to stop, you make a notch at that 7. So you sew, you have to sew on it, then stop here, notch it, back stitch. Then this way too, you place this one like this too, you place it this way, turn it, then sew it here, then notch it. After notching it, you slit the middle. Please, you sew it close. You have to bring it a bit closer. So you notch it. Then I'll just make, now to cut out the sleeve and to know the exact sleeve that will match your armhole. You bring the clothes, then check where your measure around your armhole. You bring your clothes, maybe the back of your clothes, then measure around the armhole. I measured it, I had 10 inches. 10 inches, so I'll just cut exactly, plus sewing inches and everything. I'll cut exactly that 10 inches for my sleeve length. I used then added 1 inch for the hemming allowance. I measured, then I got 8 inches, then plus 1 I had 9 inches. So just check for the parts that will be enough. Like that was what I had of damat. This is what is remaining, so I'm just going to try my best to manage it for the two. So I got the length, I measured it, I extended the lines, both lines. So from that place I went down by 4 inches. So for the armhole cuff there, I made a slant s, then measured it to see if I will have my 10 inches. I had my 10. I measured my biceps, yeah, then that was 13 divided by 2. I added ½ inch allowance for the sewings, and that was it. ½ inch allowance. So I had to cut it out, and the sleeve is ready. So that is one part of the sleeve. You just have to cut out exactly the same thing. So I measured to get the middle, and then I came down by ½ inch. That is for the front armhole, and that was it. So you just have to cut it out exactly the same thing. So I have the both sleeve ready, so just open it up. That's to trim out the front armhole. Make sure they are both facing each other, right side facing the right side. Then just trim out that ½ inch exactly this way. The front armhole should be deeper than the back armhole. And we are ready. The sleeve is ready, and let's work on the collar. The plackets, but yeah, I did it off camera because I wanted to wear the gown. I wanted to wear it out, so I just had to do it off camera, but I'll show you how I did it. So this is the placket, this is it inside, and this is the outside. And I've joined the shoulder, the sleeve, added the sleeve, I've attached the sleeve, then I've closed the part. I want it to have the slits at the left side. That is the left side of my hand. So I've closed the right side, and this is the opening of the slit that I want. So you can just measure yourself. It depends on the amount of ties that you want to expose. So mine is from my armhole, I have 23 points, just 24, or you can do more than that. You can make it 18. It depends on how much skin you want to show. So this is it, this is it. Remember that I said that you have to iron out the center. So let's assume that this is my center, this white part that is showing. So this material is not really that nice, so let's assume this is the center of my front pattern, my front dress, and you start from the neck, remember. So you measure how wide you want it, like the length. So I use 7 inches here. You measure the length, then you mark it, you make a notch there, then you bring one. Remember this, you know that, but this is it. So you don't have to open it up before doing this. So, and you don't have to join it, you have to do it before joining the shoulders. So let's assume that this is the line. Let me get a chalk and let's assume that this is the line. This is the line. So this is the front, the neck line. Please remember that that is the neck. You start joining from the neck, not this down. I'm just doing it because of the story. So let's assume that this is this place now is here. So you place it here from the neck. You place, don't open it. You remember that this place will be closed like this. So you place it this way. The neck, here is the neck. You place it this way. Give it, don't sew on the center line, just shift it a bit, just small, then sew on this. So on this, then stop at that 7 inches, notch it, notch, back stitch, and leave it like that. Then you get the second one. Sorry, where is the second one? So the first one, you sew on it, then back stitch on that 7 inches, then you place this one too. Make sure that they are equal. This place, you place it too. Then start from that. You can turn it this way, anywhere you can be able to sew it. You can start like this. So you just, Brian, please. So you just back stitch here again, just back stitch on that same, make sure they are equal. Then when you get it, you also back stitch. Then you, after doing everything, you now slit it open that center. Make sure you are following that line, and don't sew just leave a little space, don't sew on that line. So you just slit open that line up to that 7 inches. After slitting it open, you go to the back. You know that it will now look like this. So you notch here, that place that you stop, you notch it so that you'll be able to turn it out. You notch here slantly. You don't notch straight, just give it a slant notch both sides. You give it a notch, so you have something like this, something like this. So what you do, you place it, is either you want it to overlap by the left, or you lap it by the right. So whichever way you want to lap it, you just have to try and do it. You lap it so that it will lap like this. This is the right side, so that the right side will lap like, if you lap, once you get this right, you just have to hold this place, this small amount of material that is coming now. You just have to hold it, then stitch it down, then just make a stitch from here. Don't stitch on the main material, don't stitch on maybe this small part. That is where you see, if you stitch here, you will notice that it will not be straight, it will be rough. So just that amount that came out, just stitch on it, then that is it. This is it. So you come, turn the front, then top stitch here. You can top stitch here, but this fabric is somehow, once you do it, it will start showing white, so I don't want to do it. So for the neck, and that is it. You attach your sleeve, you attach your sleeve, hem it, then hem your slit side. I've done hemming it just so this way. I just, because this material is stretched, I didn't double fold it, because the material is somehow, so I didn't really double fold it. Well, after that, the shoulder part, the collar part, I wanted to, let me not add the shoulder, but I decided not to add the collar, but now I want to do it. So you just measure around your neck from here, from this place. You take your measurement round and round and round and round your neck. And I've measured it from the half 21. I'm not adding any allowance to this. So 21 divided by 2. You know you are cutting it on fold. 21 divided by 2. You have 10.5. So this is your fabric. Let's assume that this is a straight fabric that you have. Let's assume that this is a straight fabric. You put it on fold. You put it on fold. You put it on fold. Then get your 10.5. You can add a little allowance for the sewing. So you get your 10.5. So I'll just add 10.6, and that is the allowance that I want to use. So here is 10.6. The next thing is that 10.6, or your actual 10.5, you divide it by 2 again. So I'm dividing it by 2. This is the middle. Just get the middle. Then from here, from that 10.5, you go up by 1.5 inch. This is my half inch. Just the normal way you cut your this thing. Let me get my ruler. So just then you make a curve, you connect it to a, maybe not really very curvy something, but this, it has a little curve. So you connect that half inch to meet that middle of the collar. So you connect it like this to meet the middle of the collar, this way. So I want to use, I don't want this we are making the collar stand, so I don't want the collar stand to be big, so I will just use 1 inch, or you add a little thing to that 1 inch. No, remember this is not actually a shirt, so you just add a little something. So here is where you start this part. You start taking your 1 inch from this half inch that you went up with. That is where you take your 1 inch from. So here. So after doing it, you just draw it again with a slant curve, or you can make it straight. Just draw the line. and that is it for your collar stand. You cut this, you need two of this unfold. You cut this one, then cut it out again. So let me just make the collar stand. So from here, the collar, sorry, let me make the four. So the four is always the stand is always longer than the front by maybe 1 inch. So I'll go in by 1 inch. So I'll go in by 1 inch. I want the four to be 2 inches, 2 inches length. So I'll measure my 2 inches this way. I'm taking it from here. So here I measure my 2 inches. So I'll just extend here a bit, then I'll give it a slant curve to meet that 1 inch. It's not straight, like I slanted it a bit here. So I'll just connect the strands. That is it. Here is the collar stand and here is the collar fork. So here you have it. So just maybe cut it out. I used 2 for the collar fork, then 1 for the collar stand. So you cut out this very well. So unfold. This is unfold. You notch the center for you to know the center. So you notch the center. You also notch the center of this. You cut this one 2 piece, 2 piece, and that is it. 2 piece, 2 piece. So I'll just cut it out and show you how to join it. So I have this is the collar fork. So what you will do is that I told you to cut a 2 pieces for this. Then you notch the center. You notch the center, place it on each other. Place the center. So you sew from this place, stop here, go down, slant, go down the slant from here down to the slant. So you just, after everything, you can top stitch it if you want, but this is, I don't want to top stitch. So just make sure this place you bring it up very well. This other part too. So you have it this way. You can iron it too if you want. So make sure this, you know that you notch. So this is the 2 notched parts here. After turning it this way, you have placed the 2 notched parts together. You can iron this if you want. Yes. So you bring this one too. This is the collar stand. You notch it also, make a notch. So you do it this way. So here is the curved part. Here is the curve. It is not really showing, but here is the curved part. So the curved part is down. So you bring this one. You place one like this, facing down, like the right side facing up. You place this one. Both notches should match. The curved part is like this, so both notches, you place both notches together, they should align together very well. So you bring this one to the wrong side facing up, you place it this way. The notch part too should be matching. Make sure the notch notches are matching. So I have the notches. Hold it down with a pin. Hold it down with a pin. So run a straight stitch this way. Please make sure all these places are equal. Just run a 1/4 inch stitch. Run a straight stitch this way to this way. Curve it. Here has a little curve, so you just make the curve like that. You have to make the curve, then stop. Do the same thing, then stop, then open it. Open. You still have a notch part. The notch, this notch part, you get the middle of your shirt. This is still the normal way to cut your shirt. So you fold this way equal, then get the center. The center, that is the where you place one end, then use the other one to cover. Maybe I'll just do it and show you. I have it like this. Is it? I've attached the collar, but I'm here to close it because I want to show you how to close it. So you know there's notches, so you just attach. Here is the clothes, here is the gown, so you attach that collar neck to the, so after sewing it this way, the way that I showed you, then you bring one part of, attach it like this. So after attaching it this way, here you use this one to close it up. You use this side to close it up. Close up this rough side. So here, this is how it will look here, and this is how the back will look. And we are done with the shirt. So I'll just